Okay. Hi there, Christine. So I'm doing your questions. It's one question, but you kind of asked me to elaborate on my game, which I didn't really do in my opening statement because I know a lot of people get just turned off by like a 10-minute video of me just talking about my game. So I didn't want to do that. So I'll go ahead and do it in this video, and I'll just talk about my game overall. And just like hit some of the highlights. So to start off, the basic form of my game coming into this was to just surround myself with big targets, because usually when I go into games, I'm viewed as a big threat. Even though a lot of people say that I come in with a lot of like relationships in this game, like even if I come in with a lot of relationships, I'm still viewed as a big threat. For like my either I do well in challenges, or I'm just really strategic, or I'm really social, whatever. I always come into a game with people like knowing of my reputation. And coming into this game, I was really scared because I was like, oh shit, like there's a lot of people in this game that know of me or that played with me before, and I've either burnt in the like I either backstabbed them or they backstabbed me, so the relationship was a little shaky. So coming into this game, that was definitely one of my biggest points, was to just surround myself with bigger threats and make my target a little bit smaller. So the first thing that happened, so everybody comes into the chat, and then I'm just making small talk. I make talk, like I talk with the people that I've already had kind of a relationship with, like Jen, Nick, and Jaden. And then I also talk to people that I've never talked to before. So I've talked to Nick, Lindsay, and then Adam, which are like three important relationships just going in, like just for future reference. So the first important relationship was with Lindsay. So I first started talking to her, and we just hit it off. Like we were like just talking. We became really good friends right away. And then one of the, like I would honestly say this is one of the luckiest things that happened to me in this game, was being a captain. Being a captain really helped me out because I was able to make a really strong relationship with Lindsay, because Lindsay was the other captain, and I asked her to go on call with me before we chose while we chose. So we went on call while we chose, and then before we chose, because I wanted to make sure that I like there were a couple things I wanted to accomplish with the tribe picking. So the first thing I wanted to accomplish was picking Nick and Jaden not first, because I didn't want us to be viewed as a threat, because I'm pretty sure people could see the technological relationship between us. So I got on call with Lindsay, and we just talked about a little bit about who we wanted. So she said she wanted Jen, which I was fine with removing that threat from me and Jen. Like me and Jen talked, and we were like we were talking about it, and we're like, nobody's going to trust us. Everybody's going to view us as a duo. Like we have to like separate ourselves as much as we can. And I was really lucky as well that me and Jen were never on a tribe pre-merge, because that really helped out with the threat on our backs. So what I did was I chose you first, just mostly because we play together. I know we have like at least some kind of relationship, and also because I wanted to split up the Egypts a little bit. I saw a lot of Egypt people, and at that point, I didn't know who Jen was going to be more loyal to, either like the Egypt people or me. So then I chose you. I chose Jordan. Because I knew at that point Lindsay wasn't gonna pick Jaden, and Lindsay wasn't gonna pick Mario. So I was saving them for my last picks, because I wanted to make sure that I got some threats. So Jordan is a really big threat, just like me. Like we're both known for our like outgoing, and we're just really like talkative, and we take control of a lot of situations. And also, and then after I picked Jordan, I made sure I picked Mario, because as soon as I picked Mario, I know that I wasn't going first, because they were going to be targeting each other. So that was the first point in which I made somebody a bigger target than me, was I made sure to pick Mario, just to make sure Jordan and Mario were like finding it out, while I could just like cruise for the first part of the game before the next swap. And then I chose pretty much my two biggest allies from that tribe, which were Nick and Jaden. I'm going into this game, I definitely want to work close with them, and I definitely want to make sure that I was with them, because like they were definitely two of my biggest allies pre-merge, and then a little bit into merge, but we'll talk about that as we get along. So the first tribal, Jakey got chosen as a captain, and Jordan got chosen as a captain. I was really scared because I didn't know where I stood with you or Jordan, but you guys took me into your alliance, which I'm really grateful for. The reason I chose, because pretty much we had a list, right? And I was supposed to choose someone, but I chose Mario instead. And the reason I did that was because if Mario left, I felt like I was the next biggest threat on that tribe. Not just not like I was gonna go next, but that I was gonna go within the next few tribals, because eventually you guys would see me as a threat and you guys wouldn't need me because you guys had other people. So I didn't flip on you guys necessarily. I kept Mario, so that way Mario was still a threat and Jordan and Mario were still going at it. And I got rid of Pippa, which I nobody really talked to her, so I'm pretty sure nobody really cared that she left, because it didn't seem like a big deal once she left. But I did that just so Mario was still in the game. And then as we're going further into the game, so some people got voted out. Felix got voted out. We had a tribe swap. And then I got put on a tribe with P. So we were separated. Yeah, so the biggest thing was that I flipped on Jordan. And the reason I flipped on Jordan was because Jordan's just not like reliable. Like, I don't know if you know, like, I don't know what your relationship with Jordan is, but I've been in games with Jordan where we work together and then he just flips on me. And I'm like, Jordan, like, why? Like, for me, I want to take bigger threats towards the end, because like, I know they're going to either leave before me or they're going to be a really big threat. Or it's going to be easy to put a target on them. And Jordan usually takes me out pretty early on. Or tries to take me out, not takes me out, because yeah, whatever. But like, yeah, so I flipped on him because I didn't want Jakey and all of them to like have numbers going into a swap, and I knew Mario was going to be really loyal to me, which going into the swap, that really helped me out, because I was in the tribe with Mario, Jaden, and Nick, and then we were also with Drew and Duncan. So that first vote, so Felix left and then we went to tribal. That first vote was a first real time that like I got like the wind knocked out of me, because I knew either Duncan or Drew were going, and the plans was for Drew to go. But Jaden kind of messed that up, which is fine, because like the thing is that whoever was like towards the end of the list, pretty much control went home, which at that point I couldn't control. Like, I wasn't gonna put myself in a position to like go towards the last of the list. But that was fine. So Duncan went home. Drew was still in the game, which at that point, I didn't know if it was a good or bad thing. I knew he knew that I was trying to get him out. But me and Drew have I would say, good relationship, to the point where we at least talk. Like, we're to the point where we can talk and we can at least like be smart about things. And we feel like we're both being played, like we will talk it out. But apart from that, so the next tribe swap, I felt really screwed, because I didn't know what Jaden was doing. This was when Jaden got really like, he started getting like really weird with me, and he started like doing things that like I was like, dude, like what are you doing? Either you're either helping us out or you're helping them out, right? But that tribal was really sketchy. And people, so I talked to Jen, and Jen told me that Adam was gonna vote me out. So at that point I was like, okay, they're gonna try and vote me out. I knew they were going to flip. I just didn't know if they were going to flip on me or Mario. So I played that idol just for safety, just because I heard everybody saying my name. And at that point, once I played my idol and I didn't go home, I realized that they flipped on me, and they probably knew that I was close with Jen, because Jen's the one that told me that that they were going to vote for me. So I really felt defeated after that. I was like, Jaden, like, what's up? And his reasoning for voting out Mario was that he thought I was going to take Mario to the end. Which wasn't really true. I wasn't planning on taking Mario to the end. I knew he just was the big threat and he will leave. The same way people target Jakey in this game, I felt like they were going to target Mario. But Mario left, so that's that on that. The next tribal was really crucial, because Jen and Lindsay both came to me and they're like, Junior, I know you're in trouble. And during this whole time, Jen and Lindsay were like getting more and more suspicious of Jakey, just because Jakey flipped on them in the first vote and got Nick out. And then Jakey flipped on them and got like a lot of people out, right? And that's when they really mistrusted him. So they knew they needed me in the game, so they threw that challenge. And then they asked me, and they were like, Junior, is Nick loyal? And I was like, yeah, Nick is totally loyal. He's gonna stick with you guys. So that made them flip on you, because I pretty much just told them that Nick was gonna be loyal, and we needed numbers going into merge. And in their hearts, they trusted Nick's loyalty to me more than they trusted your loyalty to them, I guess. But they saw you. I think they just saw you being more loyal to Jakey than being loyal to them. So they voted you out, which I wasn't part of that discussion. I didn't have like any discussion with that. The only discussion I had was them asking me if Nick was loyal, and I told them yes, he was going to be loyal to us going into merge. So going into merge, Okay, I might as well talk about idols a little bit. So I played my idol that was gone. During your vote out, I was talking to Jaden because I knew the idol was found from our tribe again. So I talked to Jaden because he's the one that put something weird in the chat, and you have like something weird has to be put in the chat for you to find the idol. So once that was put in, I pretty much questioned him. I was like, Jaden, do you have the idol? He kept saying no, and I was like, Jaden, like I know you have the idol. You don't have to lie to me. And for some reason, he thinks that I was being really aggressive with him. With in all reality, I was telling him, Jaden, I know you have the idol. There's no point in lying to me. Just like I don't care that you have the idol. I just wanted to know if you have the idol because he kept lying to me. This was going on for 2 hours and like little by little he'd be like, okay, I found the idol, but I don't have it. And then he'd be like, okay, but like he'll keep changing the story, right? And then at the end of it, he just gave me the idol, which I thought was really weird because I never asked for the idol. I told him I didn't care if he had the idol. I just wanted to know that he had the idol, so that way I knew like where the idol was at. Like at least I knew where it was coming from. But he gave me the idol, which was really great because that really helped me out towards the end of the game. So the first merge boot, I tried really hard to get Jakey out. Like I really tried. I tried so hard because I told him he was going to go on a streak and win immunity. But everybody saw Jaden as a bigger threat. And I felt this game was really about people taking out people because they thought I was going to take them to the final two because Jaden was taken out because Nick thought that I was going to take Jaden to the final two. And I'm pretty sure Jen and Lindsay were scared that I was going to take Jaden to the final two. So Jaden got taken out. And because I guess a lot of people were scared that I was in their number one. So Jaden got taken out. And I tried really hard to get Jakey out. So the next vote, I told Jen to take Adam out. And she was like, no, we can't take Adam out. And I was like, why not? Like, Adam is in the middle. Adam was in the same position as me during this part of the game because we were both playing the middle. We both were on like both sides, and he was trying to get me out too. So as soon as he said my name to Jen came to me and was like, okay, we can take Adam out because he's been saying your name. So I was like, okay, that's great. So the votes 4-2-2, and Adam gets taken out mostly just because he was trying to take me out, and Jen and Lindsay flipped with me instead of flipping with Adam and Jakey because they just like I gave them nothing but trust in this game, so there was no reason for them to flip on me. So after this, Nick pretty much sealed his fate because he was going to Jakey telling him that Drew was going to flip, even though we knew Drew was really close with Jen. And me and Jakey talked about it, and we're like, they're not going to flip. Like, Drew's not going to flip. Like, there's no way. And Jakey tried telling that to Nick, but Nick wouldn't listen. So this was the second time somebody tried to get me used, because the people that knew about my idol were Jen, Lindsay, Nick, and Jaden. All of them knew about the second idol. Jaden left, so I don't think he told anyone about the idol. If he did, well, it didn't really come up. But Nick never asked for the idol, but I feel like if he tried to ask for it, I would not have given it to him because for me, I was so close to the end, and I needed the idol in case something bad happened to me. Because I knew I was good. At that point, I knew I was good. I knew Jen and Lindsay were going to go with me no matter what at that point. So Nick gets voted out, and it's just me and Jakey. So at that point, I made it really clear that I was on the bottom. So everybody in the game thought I was in the minority going into it, because it was supposed to be Jakey and me against like Drew, Nick, Lindsay, and Jen. That was the perception of the game. At that point, everybody thought I was in the minority. So I didn't tell Jakey about the idol. I didn't tell anyone about like that I was gonna play it. Jakey, I don't think he knew unless Jaden or Nick told him. He wasn't supposed to know. So we both play our idols. He votes for Jen when he was supposed to vote for Drew, which I think he did it because he didn't know I had the idol. So on the revote, we take Drew out because I told Jen that it would be easier if we idled out Drew instead of her flipping on Drew, because I didn't want her to deal with that in her life. Just out of respect and everything, I made sure that Drew got idled out. And then Jakey stopped trying at that point. At that point, he didn't really try immunity, and he didn't really try talking to me as much. But yeah, so pretty much from then on, I knew I was going to make final two because Jen pretty much told me and Lindsay that she was going to bow out at final three. So at that point, I knew I didn't have to win out. I didn't have to do anything, just be smart and just make it to the end. So we took out Jakey, and then Nick got taken out, and I know he really took it hard because he really trusted the two girls. But I'm really grateful because there was a lot of big targets in this game. There was like Mario, Jaden, Jakey, Drew was a big target, man. Like I had all these people surrounding me that were bigger targets than me. So this game, like I didn't win any immunities. I didn't win anything to make sure that nobody got scared of me. Nobody got scared of me being at the end, because usually people get really scared of me and take me out like at final 7. So for your final question, why should I ultimately vote for you over Lindsay? Because I definitely changed up my game more than other games, because usually in other games I'm a big target. So I'm able to play a lot of different games, and I came into this game a big threat, and I was able to make my threat as small as possible for me to get to the end. And I had a pretty easy trip to the end because of it, because nobody saw me as a threat. They saw as other people as threats. I'm not gonna say my idols, because the idols that just helped me out. That was just like frosting on the cake that helped me get here. But definitely just because I was able to just maneuver this game and put myself in the minority even when I wasn't in the minority. So that fooled a lot of people, and that pretty much helped me get to the final, because that final 7, final 6, and final 5 vote, if it didn't look like I was in the minority, people could have flipped on me, Lindsay, and Jen. So my being in the minority really helped our group out, and pretty much I feel like I evolved my game to a different kind of game that I usually do, and you guys saw a different type of game from me. So that's definitely why I think you guys should vote for me over Lindsay, just because I was able to shake off that big threat status, and I was able to get here to the end. So yeah, so Christina, hopefully this explains a little bit more about my game and my thought process. I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why I don't write this stuff down, and that's just because when I'm writing, my English doesn't really I suck at grammar and I suck at spelling, and my English isn't that great. And even if my English sounds broken when I'm speaking, sometimes I feel more articulate when I speak. So that's pretty much why I do videos instead of writing, because I just can't write. But hopefully I answered some of your questions, and you saw that I really tried this game to make other people targets and just get myself to the end, because as a lot of people know, I played 6 RRN games and I made it to the end of every single one. And if that doesn't involve some just changing my game each game, just playing differently, I don't know what else to do in my 7. Like if I come back and I make it to the end, I don't know what else I can do to garner votes. So hopefully that proves that I can evolve my game. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's why you should vote for me over Lindsay. So hopefully you do. Thank you very much for at least considering the vote. But yeah, I'll catch you later. Bye.